Okay, Google, lights on.
You look at me like I'm crazy when I shut my feelings out. You look at me like I'm different. Still you stay cause you feel something
What do you
real.
think about
Get so
doing a
lost in my
Dunkin' morning?
moments. Doesn't mean I don't need
Yes, okay. Yes, I will help you pick out an outfit. Let me get your brother up first. Wake up, bud.
They kinda tell me what I'm thinking. Fell in love with the way we are and the way we lose it. There's something different about us, and the reason why we
You are all ready, buddy. You got shoes, your book bag. Is your snacks in your book bag? Yeah?
we fly
Alright, we'll wait
like
downstairs.
paper planes. They never know where we will fall. Nobody can see us, still they wanna tear us apart. There's something different about the way we are.
You're in, okay. Yep, 6:44, which isn't a bad time, but normally we like to get out a little earlier on a Dunkin' morning, but it is the Monday after a long break. So that's kind of what happens, isn't it, kids? Mondays are hard. Yeah. What was you guys' favorite things about Thanksgiving?
Mine was the pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin pie.
It was blueberry pie, the way over the turkeys.
Blueberry pie, the rolls, and the turkeys. Streets are like empty. I guess Monday after Thanksgiving break, people are sleeping in a little.
Look,
What is it, baby girl?
that.
What? I cannot see what you're pointing at, given that you are behind me and I'm driving. Good morning, I am Madeline James, and welcome to a day in the life of a full-time writer, content creator. Yeah. I'm gonna try really hard to vlog well today, but yeah, it is 7:30 now. I have gotten the kids up, gotten them dressed, gotten them ready, dropped them off at school and daycare, and now I am back home, and that is kind of the routine that we go through every morning. The joys of how early elementary school starts, because yes, it is Monday, December 1st, which it was the Monday of, maybe not all Mondays because that's after Christmas break, but after Thanksgiving break when the kids have had like a week off, Mondays are hard, so we did like a Dunkin' morning just to make things easier because it gets them moving, right? Because they know that if we're doing a Dunkin' morning, it means we have to leave the house quicker to have time to do that. So they just get dressed right away instead of like puttering through eating breakfast and yeah. But yeah, so now I need to get coffee. I did have a breakfast sandwich at Dunkin', which I don't normally do. I normally just get stuff for the kids, but so I've eaten, so I need coffee, I need water, and then we're gonna try to do all the things I should do, which will start with getting the dishes done, getting the laundry started, right, getting all that going, and then getting a bunch of work in, taking a workout break, doing a little bit more cleaning, doing some more work, is kind of the rough structure for the day, but we'll talk about what we're doing in a little bit.
Cup after cup, yeah, it's just the way we do it. Anything just to block out the real life, real life. Yeah, we're loving the way they think we're so messed up. Even if what we're doing is bad, there's so many emotions. Sharing stories that we never had, yeah, none is real. I think we're searching for reasons not to be like them. We fly around like paper about the way we are.
This is normally the time I have a relaxing sit at my table to drink my coffee, however, it's a mess.
There's something different about us. There's something different about the way we are. There's something different about the way we are.
Okay, we're at the more relaxing point in the morning. It's 8:13 now. That took a hot minute. But it does feel a lot better down here. I get very when it's a super hot mess. Okay, so the big thing that's happening right now is it's the end of the year, right? Obviously. So we have all the holidays coming up, and my big goal is I'm trying to finish the final edit of Because the Beast Came, which comes out in April, which is a whole thing, right? So I have, and I've started to look at it in here, I have 3 more weeks until Christmas break starts, when the kids are going to be home. My goal is to finish all my intensive edits before then. If I'm still doing like my read through, at that point that's okay, but I kind of want to have those 2 weeks to work on like random stuff, right? And not actively work on a book project. And then in January, I'd start working on book 2 again, or go back to book 2. So like doing some admin stuff, doing business finance stuff, getting some work done for videos, like just kind of batching a little bit of that just to help out, that sort of stuff. So that's the goal. And the thing I'm learning with all this publishing stuff is things come up all the time that you have to work on with little ability to anticipate it. There's been a whole thing lately that I've been working on with my covers where basically I have to recover my book and it hasn't even come out yet. I'll probably do a video talking about that. But this morning I have my little planner, which is, I got the 2026 one and I had the 2025 one that I've been using. So I'm gonna take a look at this because it has December in it, so I can kind of get started in here and just look at what I think I need to do today, what I think I need to do this week while I finish like drinking my coffee and stuff, and then we'll get into it. Alright, so the big things I have this week again is editing, and I want to get, because I have 3 of 5 parts left to do this final pass on, and so I have 3 weeks, 3 parts, so I should do 1 a week is the idea. But I need to, once I go up to my studio, look at what that is going to look like how many scenes or chapters I have for each week, and then break them into, how many I have to do a day based off when I'm free. And it looks like there might be some winter weather coming our way, so the kids might end up getting off school at some point. I don't know. It's very, hit or miss. We tend to be in an area where even when there is a snowstorm, sometimes it just misses us, so it's really hard for us to know if we're ever going to get anything. But so I have to figure that out. And then I have, for the other things I need to be working on this week is I'm going to need to rebrand my website and all my content on Instagram and stuff, which this goes back to the cover thing because now that I'm recovering, we have to kind of rebrand everything to match the vibes of the new cover. It's a whole thing, and then I have one of the pieces I want to make for my pre-order campaign. I need to work on that. And this is all stuff I'm going to be doing outside of work. The thing I figured out for making sure I get the things I need to get done the most is that during the work week, right, during while the kids are at school, right, I work on my book. Almost exclusively, that's it. I work on my book, other than Wednesdays. And that's all I do. And then in the evenings is when I do all of my admin, publishing stuff. So that stuff I can do on my laptop down here while the kids are doing stuff or after they go to bed. And then if I want to do video work, I can do that on the weekends or I can do that every other Wednesday because I have obligations one of every other Wednesday. So that's kind of how I've been making all the work, you know? And then it's like if I'm busy and I need more time to relax, then like videos just don't happen, right? Which is the least important thing that I'm working on, even though it's one of the ones I like the most, which is why I kind of have to push all this stuff outside of the main work week, because it's easy to push off like, oh, you know, I can make up one day of writing, or oh, like I have 3 months to do this, what's one day? But then those days add up, and then I'm ending up like on a crunch with the writing stuff, and that's the stuff I need to keep on schedule the most. And everything else is kind of like a secondary, and you know, I just push them, you know. Plus there are things that like are more exciting, like the one-off tasks. Not to say that I enjoy editing, because I don't enjoy editing videos, but like I like making videos. I think it helps my process. So I can motivate myself to like get a video done because it's like a little milestone. It's good for my brain. And then obviously all the publishing prep is, I don't know if I'd say it's enjoyable. It's exciting. Like it's a whole thing. Like I have to learn a lot. It's a lot of creative work, which stimulates my little ADHD brain. So that's stuff that's really easy for me to motivate myself to do. And sometimes I do really enjoy it, right? It's very satisfying, right? So that's kind of stuff that I would be motivated to do after I've already worked all day and like dealt with all the kid stuff all day. Like I'm still like, ooh, I can get into that in the evening, right? So that's kind of what we're looking at. So yeah, it's 8:20 now. My goal is to be upstairs and working within the next 10 minutes, so by 8:30. And then I'll probably take a break whenever I start getting hungry, and we'll try and work out, and then we'll do lunch. Oh, I need to get laundry started. That's what I need to do. Laundry. And then I have a stream at 3 with Jake, which is my Monday Conlang stream. So we're working on the languages of Pillar World, which is one of the worlds that I'm going to write in later on. It's not going to be this series I'm doing now or the next one, but it will be the next one. We're probably talking like, let's see, if 2026 is when The Wells of Istri duology comes out, I think book 1 of Potions is going to come out 2027. And then honestly, I think it'll be 2028 before the second one comes out. And I don't know if it's going to be a duology or a trilogy, but if it's a trilogy, they'd both come out that year. So we're probably talking about 2029 is when the first book of Pillar World comes out. And I'm very excited about it. It's going to be a lot of like, it's the most intensive world building I've ever done, which is again why I've been working on it for so long. It's very, like in some ways it's still Earth-like, but it's very un-Earth-like in a lot of ways. So I'm having to do a lot of like climate modeling for things that don't really exist this way on Earth, like they sort of do in pockets. Doing a lot of speculative biology work because I'm branching off of our like Earth history hundreds of millions of years ago, right? So I'm having to look at how, like what evolved after that, what wouldn't be there, and then what would evolve instead, and what the world would be like to fit this kind of an ecosystem I'm creating, this kind of environment, which is very different than Earth. So I'm doing that, and part of that was because I wanted to have a whole ecosystem of dragons. Like, instead of birds and most other animals, you just get tons and tons of types of dragons filling all of those like ecological niches. And there's some videos on my world building channel about this already. But yeah, so I've been doing a lot of work with that, a lot of spec bio work. I've mostly done the base like climate biome work already. And I'm building out all the individual like cluster archipelagos. It's called Pillar World because like all there are essentially these like pillars over a kilometer in the air that people live on, right? So it's sort of like sky islands. And so I've been working on the little clusters of these where like they're kind of like closed areas, right? Like for the most part, you're not gonna have people from outside this cluster coming there because it's too far. So I've been working on like little individual like maps and stuff for those. And the people that are populating this place all come from the same initial group about 10,000 years ago. Because obviously they can't have evolved on Pillar World because they would have evolved different. It's a whole thing. We don't need to get into it. But the point is, the point is, I've been working through with a experienced Conlanger, Jake, who is wonderful, to help me learn how to do like sound changes and like daughter languages. So we're starting with like a proto-language, which is the language spoken by those initial like seed people 10,000 years ago, and then they get plopped down in lots of different places, and then their languages evolve over time, right? And so they all start from the same place, and some of them might have like different influences from like other people that came along with them, but their languages will evolve in different directions, right? So ideally at the end, what we'll have is however many different naming languages that all have they have some vibes, like they vibe different, but they all kind of have some things that kind of link back together. So that if you were to look at like what I named everything in all these places, right? Because I'm going to have to like name the dragons, which I'm not going to give like brand new names to all of these things. I'll try to use English words as much as I can, just so that it's easier for people and they don't have to memorize like 87 new words. But like what I name people, what I name places, right? I want there to be some connections where you can sort of be like, oh yeah, maybe these were one people before, but it's been a long time, you know? And also just, I think that's the next thing that I needed to learn for my conlanging. So I'm sort of doing a lot of stuff for this project. But yeah, so that's what we're working on at 3, is we're working on that. And we're on the first daughter language right now, which is like an Italianate inspired language. So we're taking the original one and then kind of adding some features and some sounds that you would expect to hear and some of the cadence from Italian, but like not obviously Italian. So that's what we're doing. And then I have a friend coming over tonight to hang out, and that's kind of the goal for today. So yeah. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on. And then I have a bunch of emails that might come through that I might need to work on. I need to email this home improvement contractor about getting some Ethernet cables ran. I am still going back and forth with my map artist. I'm waiting for an email back from my new cover designer with some information that I need. Who else am I emailing? I feel like there's like 5 or 6 things that I have in the works right now that I'm going back and forth on. I'm waiting for an email on a tour company. I don't know. There's a lot that might come up that I have to deal with. But yeah, okay. Laundry, sit in my office. Let's go. Okay, so I've gone through and done some quick admin stuff. I needed to put a poll up. I needed to finish posting a video. Oh, I need to finish doing that one thing. But the important bit. So for part 3 out of 5 of Because the Beast Came, which I sort of have it split into 5 parts. It's sort of like Act 1, if you'd think of Save the Cat, like the Save the Cat beat structure. That's part 1. Part 2, 3, and 4 is sort of part 2 of that, and then Act 3 is my part 5, right? I just have a lot going on in the middle, where I sort of have the fun and games part, and then the sort of like midpoint fallout sequence, which is part 3, and then part 4 is, has all like the Dark Night of the Soul and the aha moment and all of that. That's sort of how I have it structured right now. So part 3 is chapters 19 through 27. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chapters, which isn't too bad. So that means next week I'll do 4 out of 5, which is chapters 28 to 36, which is also 9. Yeah. 9 chapters. And then the last one will be 10. 11. Will be 11 chapters. So that's not too bad. So I have 4 days this week to work on this. So I want to get 2 to 3 chapters per day. 2 to 3 chapters per day. So I should probably aim for 3, and then if something happens, I have some wiggle room. So I'm gonna get that noted, and we'll see how long like this first chapter takes me, and see how long like I think that is all going to work. So yeah, let me write a little tracker, and then I'm gonna get started with my editing for the day. Okay, so I've been working maybe like half an hour. I'm still in the first chapter. I had to go back and tweak a few things just to move up some like foreshadowing, I guess, around this drug that exists in Because the Beast Came in the Wells of History world. And I want to read this passage to you because I just think it's cool. I don't know. I think it's very neat. But essentially, so in Because the Beast Came, right, there's these monsters, the Daki, and there are also these like flowers that are like a type of poppy that you can, make opium from. So like trigger warning, drug use discussion of a fantasy drug? I don't know. Okay. Let me read this. Opium had existed long before the Daki came, and with as much combat as Guardian families saw, the Gleesolds always had some on hand. But when the Daki first came and a new poppy was discovered, the world had tried to shun it. Anything that came with the Daki couldn't be good, and they should have never forgotten that lesson. But people were dying and supplies were low. Everyone was desperate. She remembered hearing her family whispering about it early on, about using some of the plentiful flowers for some of the injured in Cleese, to reduce their suffering. They soon learned it was as similar to normal poppies as the Daki were to wolves. Even touching it was a mistake. The addictiveness was the worst part. They used and used until it eventually killed them. Taking away access to the poppy only made it worse. But everything about it was horrific. How quickly it destroyed the body, how painful the withdrawals were. It was a way to escape the horrors around them, to escape the pain for a little while. It was 17 months from the first day they heard rumors of beasts to the day they fled Cleese, and in that time the poppy took over the streets. She remembered seeing the addicts from her window before they'd been forced to flee, the way their bodies had floated right up into the air, hovering a story or two high, pressed against a building or tree where the wind had slowly blown them. They drifted over the walls of the family's fortress a time or two, bumped up against her shutters even. She'd never forget the random thuds and cracking sounds when the drug had worn off, and the addicts suddenly crashed back to the ground, hopefully dying on impact, if they were lucky. I don't know, I just really like it. I think it's dark. It gives these horrific kind of vibes, which I think I kind of lean into a lot with this, just because the past is very horrific for them, since the Beast came 15 years ago, right? I mean, that's literally the book title, Because the Beast Came. And it's almost I wouldn't call it apocalyptic, but it is a devastating thing to have happened to their society, and all that trauma and everything is relevant. But yeah, that's a clip from the scene I'm going through right now. I need to clean up that wording a little bit. It's a little awkward in a few places, but I don't know. It's nice. It's nice. A good way to kick off part 3. Okay, popping in again. I just realized I didn't send out a newsletter yesterday, which had been on my list of things to do. So I'm taking a quick break from editing, which I've mostly been cutting up this scene. A lot of my conversations between the love interests at this phase tend to feel a little bit cyclical. They're just kind of repeating the same things over and over. So I'm kind of fixing that and making it actually seem like a progressive conversation that's getting them somewhere. But yeah, I need to send out, a new newsletter. Okay, let me put that together. My last one did pretty good. Yeah, okay, let me go through and get that prepped. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to talk about. Oh, no, I do know. I'm going to send out some character art I drew and let them know about the cover situation. Okay, so that's all sent. I talked about the rebranding that I'm going to have to do. I made a cute little graphic to show the old teaser and the new teaser. And then I put in a piece of character art that I've made, which has been a lot of fun. I'll put that here, I guess, so that you can see it too. But I wanted to make something that I could use to help with like posting on social media, on Instagram and stuff. And because I thought it'd be fun and I've been wanting to learn digital illustration, and making stuff to help market the book is a good excuse for that. So yeah, there's that. Now it is, I really should stop now and do lunch while I'm already, yeah, we're already at a stopping point. This is a good time to do a workout, get lunch. The laundry finished a couple minutes ago, so I can get that switched. Yeah, I feel like the day's going by so fast. Okay, my first workout is done. Laundry is going again. I haven't made lunch yet, but I got an exciting email that I need to look at real quick. Was it already 1 o'clock? Okay. I've been doing a lot of admin stuff from that email I got. I'm running an event this upcoming summer, and I got an email about the venue, booking the venue, so I had to reach out to a bunch of people and keep that moving. But I think at this point I'm waiting for some feedback and there's nothing else I can do, so I'm going to actually go feed myself. It's like 1 o'clock. Way later than I usually like to feed myself. So yeah, I need to eat. I need to try and get through at least another chapter and a half before I have to get ready for my stream at like 2:30. Yay! Okay. Food time. In honor of Lang Time Studio, a Kopiko. I have my phone set up to block all of the like, what is my robot doing? Block all the like social media apps and like YouTube, Facebook, all of that kind of stuff that I tend to get sucked into. Cause like when I'm thinking, I find myself just picking up my phone. And obviously I don't want to do that when I'm trying to work during the day. So I have it like set to, I can't remember what it is, but what the mode's called. What is it called? Focus mode. But then when I do my lunch break, I set it for like a 30-minute break. Cause then that tells me when my 30 minutes is over. And also it lets me like check my email and my Discord and see if there's anything I need to do on Instagram. So that's fun. But, look at my new phone case. It's Christmassy. So I usually have my dragon one on, but they were having like a good sale, so I got the Christmassy one, and then I got chickens, which I love chickens. Like, just the general vibe. Like, they're little vicious, cute, cuddly little things, and I love them. It's gonna be great. But yeah, Christmas vibes for December. And also, I was setting up on Instagram because I did a poll about whether or not I should share my Lexember conlanging like stuff there. So I'm not going to put them in as reels. I'm just going to put them in as stories, I think, because like, yeah, I don't want to put them in as reels. So I'll share those in my stories and I'll keep them in like a highlight because enough people were like, yes, let's do it. No one said no, so I'll share those there, which would be good. Yeah, I'm definitely a little frazzled, which I feel like I always am on Mondays because I feel like so much stuff happens, right? I always get a lot of emails on Mondays. There's always a lot of stuff I have to schedule for the week, like my Patreon live stream. I was looking at scheduling the conlanging one for next Monday, and a lot of that kind of stuff that gets my gears turning in a non-focused writer kind of way, which is unfortunate. But it is the beast of Mondays. I always get a little bit less done, but like a lot of random other admin stuff, so it's not surprising. I think it's like that no matter what kind of job you do. Like, the first day of a week is always a bit rough, especially after a holiday week, because like, I did a lot of work last week, and honestly, I worked literally all day yesterday. But it wasn't all on like writing stuff. Like yesterday I didn't do any writing. That was all like Luxembourg prep and conlanging work and other stuff I needed to do. So it's just, I work a lot. Moral of the story. If you're curious what I'm doing with my lunch break, I'm working. Just from my laptop and doing different work. Mostly stuff relating to that event thing that I can't talk about quite yet. But I'm just excited about it, and otherwise I won't be able to work on it until maybe tonight. So I'm excited. That always cracks me up. Okay, made it through the rest of that chapter, got another email about this event thing. So I was able to fill out a form and get that sent out. So I just worked on that. I have a little bit more time to work before I have to get ready for the stream, which is in like 30 minutes. Okay, so that went pretty good. In draft, 62 words net total, I think, which is okay, not too bad to add. I didn't make it through as many chapters as I wanted, but A, it's Monday, so I wouldn't expect to get quite as much done. B, I have to stop a little early for my stream, which is what I'm doing right now. And C, I had that other work stuff come up, which is what happens. It's the joy of all of this. So I am just pulling up StreamYard, getting everything set up for my conlanging stream. I hate this stupid... I'm used to when you like hit tab, it like tab completes it, not enters the AI mode. And it's like, no, I don't want AI mode. I literally just want you to take me to the website, please and thank you. And then yeah, it's time to do a bit of conlanging, a bit of sound changes. Ooh.
We have to do something about dyslexia.
Yeah, that one's a little,
Honestly, this feels like a place where you would just insert a vowel. Because it's kind of... So, are we at that point? You're at the point where you're in the trenches with me. It's like, what do we do? How do we make it?
Yeah. Oh. Alright, well I will let you get to your Luxembourg. I'm going to see what is for dinner.
Cool. Okay.
Bye! Hi. Okay, so I took a shower, I greeted my children and my husband who arrived while I was doing my stream. Went down, hung out with them for a bit. We had leftover Thanksgiving food, which is always great. I love Thanksgiving food. It's my literal favorite food, like, in the whole wide world. I'm just checking in a few things before my friend comes over, and I just think it was funny coming back up here, because I still have all the, textbooks, I guess, that I was using for the conlanging stream out, and it's a kind of funny look. I've got my World Lexicon of Grammaticalization. So I have that, which I'm just kind of learning how to use, and then I have the wonderful Jessie Peterson's How to Create a Language, which this is basically a textbook for constructed languages that Jessie made, and Jessie's absolutely amazing. Like, she was a linguistics professor forever, like, taught conlanging classes. And I just want to say, do you see that? Right there? That's me! I'm basically famous, you guys. I'm super famous. I don't know who Moya McTeer is, but I need to Google them. But like Bib and Artifexian are amazing. And being in the same list as them is like, okay. Mike Hall of Fame. I'm gonna like frame it. Okay, anyway. I just wanted to check on a few things that I didn't have a chance to finish up before the stream. So I need to pull those up. I've been working on like some little graphics on my computer that I need to work on and check. So I'm gonna go through and get that done. Alright, well, that's basically the end of my day. I hung out with my friend, which was nice. We mostly just talked and caught up. Like, that's usually what we do. But yeah, at this point, it is basically time to get ready for bed. I'll probably watch a little bit of my TV show, like on my phone, like just like 15-20 minutes or something. It really helps me to do something that's not working right before bed to kind of get my brain switched off hyper focusing, or else I can't sleep. But yeah, it was a decent day. I got a lot done, not all of what I wanted to get done, but a lot of stuff I didn't realize I need to get done today, but that's how it goes. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little peek into like one day of what my life is like. If you enjoyed this, want to see more of them, want to see like a different kind of day, because I could always film like a world building heavy day or like a YouTube work day or something, or a day where my kids are home. I don't know. But yeah, I hope you're having a good start to your December. Check out the Lexember stuff if you're interested. Because The Beast comes out in April, you can sign up for my newsletter, you can pre-order the book, whatever you want to do. I share a lot of fun stuff on the newsletter. It's fun. But yeah, I will see you all in the next one.